Hello everybody, we're back to playing some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist. Today we'll be playing with the deck, with a Mech Lord deck. I pretty much combine Lester, Jacob, and Primo's Mech Lords into one, which pretty much makes up Aporia. Now, they're interesting characters. They stand out-ish, but I'll get into that in a moment. But we'll go quickly over this deck and the cards that I have set up, and we'll begin some few duels. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff to Talkative Carl on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Yeah. From what I've gathered, the Mech Lord deck, which is something I've always been curious to trying out, pretty much relies mostly on stealing synchro monsters. I don't think they work that well against a deck that doesn't require synchros, or at least doesn't use synchros at all. Like, people might be using like a pendulum deck or Xyz deck primarily, or even a fusion deck. Then this particular deck probably won't do as well. Doesn't mean it won't do good at all, but just is more effective with decks that have some synchros or primarily use synchros. And of course, to some of the powerful ones, I usually have to usually requires monsters that are destroyed by battle of card effects. Hey Daniel, glad you can stop by. It's been a long day. I'm just, finished eating some dinner and just trying to get my bearings. I'll hop on to Assassin's Creed right after this. Probably won't be doing that much. Just want to try to rest my body right afterwards. I don't know if you saw the new trailer of Cruella de Vil and the Mortal Kombat trailer. I'm so psyched for that. Kind of makes me get pumped to like hop on to some Mortal Kombat 11 maybe this weekend. Don't know. But I definitely want to do so before the movie comes out on HBO Max on April 16th. That'll be a nice little early birthday present for me, because I love Street Fighter a little bit more, but I do have a fondness for Mortal Kombat. Alright, let's go over these cards, these Mech Lord deck. Alright, I've seen Mech Lord decks use this card before. Playful Possum. Oh yeah, the trailer came out yesterday. That and Cruella de Vil. They both look really, really good, and I cannot wait for that. But yeah, whenever you get a chance, definitely check it out. Alright, Playful Possum. During your main phase, you can destroy this face-up card on the field. Your opponent must control a monster with a higher attack than this card for you to activate and to resolve this effect. During your standby phase, if this card was destroyed by this effect, you can special summon this card from the graveyard. Mech Lord Emperor Weisel cannot be normal summon or set, must be special summoned by its own effect, and cannot be special summoned by other ways. When a face-up monster you control is destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. Other monsters you control cannot declare an attack. Once per turn, you can target one synchro monster your opponent controls, equip that target to this card. This card gains attack equal to the combined attack of the monsters equipped to it by this effect. Once per turn during either player's turn, when your opponent activates a spell card, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, Mechlor Emperor skill. Must be special summoned by his own effect. Yeah, same thing. On the face of monster you control is destroyed by a card effect. Yeah, same thing. I'm just going to continue with the unique effect each of these cards have, because they pretty much operate mostly on the same basis. Once per turn you can target once. Yeah. You can send one monster you control that is equipped to this card to the graveyard. This card can attack your opponent directly this turn. Mechlor Emperor Graniel. You can target one of these equipped monsters, special summon that target to your side of the field in defense position. Mechlor Astro Machinil. Must be special summoned from your hand by sending 3 Mechlor monsters from your hand to the graveyard, and cannot be special summoned by other ways. Once per turn, you can target one single monster your opponent controls, equip that target to this card. This card gains attack equal to the combined attack of the monsters equipped to it by this effect. Once per turn during your standby phase, you can send one of these equipped monsters you control to the graveyard, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack. You cannot conduct your battle phase the turn you activate this effect. Mechlor Astro Dragon. Can only be summoned by special summoned by controlling 3 or more Mechlor monsters. When this card is special summoned, you can target any number of Mechlor monsters you control except this card. Send those targets to the graveyard, and if you do, this card's attack becomes the combined original attack of the monsters sent to the graveyard by this effect. Each time a single monster is supposed to summon, inflict 1000 damage to the summoning player. Mechlor Army of Weisel. This card gains 100 attack for each Mechlor monster on the field except this card. Once per turn, when another Mechlor monster you control declares an attack on a defense position monster your opponent controls, you can activate this effect during that battle. If it attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. Mechlor Army of Skill. This card gains 200 attack for each Mechlor monster on the field except this card. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one Mechlor Army monster from your deck. Mechlor Army of Graniel. This card gains 100 attack for each Mechlor monster on the field except this card. When this card is normal summoned, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls, half that target's attack until the end of this turn. This deck is typically used trap stand. Negate all other trap card effect on the field this turn. I think this deck and the Blackwing deck actually uses this trap more often than any other deck that I know. Speaking of which, I really want to get in real life, a solid Blackwing deck. I love the Blackwing archetype. Probably one of my favorite decks to use in this game. I won it in real life. That, the Raid Raptor deck, and the this other archetype deck that I really want in real life that's not in the game. The Spellbook deck. Well, no, the Spellbooks are in here, but I'm talking about like it's an archetype with Iliaster that does like different types of fusions with not polymerization, but invocation archetype deck. That's what I'm talking about. The invocation archetype deck. I got a few cards when I opened up some Yu-Gi-Oh cards a few weeks back. And it's like I got a lot of the main protagonist cards that can make a solid deck in real life, but there's supporting characters. Oh, well, I also got some cards, not fully Kaiba's deck and not fully Joey's deck, but hopefully one day. But I definitely want you know, a real actual 6 samurai archetype deck in real life, because I love that archetype. That's so much fun. The Blackwing, the Invocation deck, and Raid Raptor. That's what I really want to get in real life and put together just to have that. Get Torrential Tribute. When a monster is summoned, destroy all monsters on the field. Slip Summon. Activate only when your opponent summons a monster. Special summon one level 4 or lower monster from your hand in face-up defense position. Return it to the owner's hand during the end phase. Okay, this is something I just included. Mech Time Blast. Target one Mech Lord monster you control and one card your opponent controls. Destroy them. Mech Lord Factory. When a Mech Lord monster on the field is targeted for an attack, target one Mech Lord army monster in your graveyard. Add that target to your hand, then destroy the attack target. Destruct Potion. Select one monster you control, destroy it, and gain life points equal to its attack. Chaos Infinity. Change as many defense position monsters on the field as possible to face up attack position. Then special summon one Mech Lord monster from your deck or graveyard, but its effects are negated. Also, it is destroyed during the end phase. The Resolute Mech Lord Army. All attack position Mech Lord Army monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle. Also, their effects are negated. Supply Squad. Once per turn, if a monster you control is destroyed by battle or by card effect, draw one card. It also has reload in here. I'm surprised. I don't really use reload. I usually go for like Magical Mallet if I want a card to replenish my hand. All cards in your hand add all cards in your hand to the deck and shuffle it. Then draw the same number of cards that you added to your deck. Reboot. Shuffle one Mech Lord monster from your hand into the deck, then target one Mech Lord card in your graveyard. Add that target to your hand. Every time I hear the word reboot, it always takes me back to that 3D graphic TV show back in the mid 90s. And I was like, that and Beast Wars back in the day was my jam. I love those two. I need to rewatch that reboot. It probably doesn't hold up as well with the graphics, but it's just the nostalgia of it. Opti Camouflage Armor. You can only equip this card to a level 1 monster. The monster equipped with this card can attack your opponent's life points directly. Mech Lord Fortress. Mech Lord Emperor monsters you control cannot be targeted by the effects of synchro monsters. When this card on the field is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can add one Mech Lord Emperor monster from your deck to your hand. Machine Assembly Line. All machine type monsters on the field gain 200 attack. Each time a face-up machine type monster on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, place 2 junk counters on this card. You can send this card to the graveyard, then target one machine type monster in your graveyard whose level is less than or equal to the number of junk counters that were on this card. Special summon that target. Limiter Removal. Double the attack of all machine type monsters you currently control until the end of this turn. During the end phase of this turn, destroy those monsters. Fortissimo the Mobile Fortress. Once per turn, you can special summon one Mech Lord Army monster from your hand. And finally, Boon of the Mech Lord Emperor. If the only face-up monsters on the field are 2 Mech Lord monsters, draw 2 cards. You cannot conduct your battle phase the turn you activate this effect. Okay. Well, this will be interesting because like I never really utilize a deck like this before. So start off something simple. Yeah, like I was mentioning, the Iliaster trio from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. They were interesting characters and pretty cool backstory. It's pretty much it's Aporia, but spoiler alert, by the way. Aporia in the future of 5Ds, far future of 5Ds. There's some kind of cataclysm that occurred. I don't know, it was like some machines attacking, or energy was causing, machines to attack the world. So Aporia had his body split into three groups. One of his younger self, one of his adult self, and the other his elderly self. And they became the three Iliaster people. And the whole it's basically like time travel. It's a lot of time travel in Yu-Gi-Oh! More so than I would think it would be. Of course, there's like also dimension hopping and everything like that. It's funny when you think about it. I got no monsters. Wow, I cannot believe I didn't get no monsters to summon. I gotta start over. That's not a good way to start a video. Wow. Like literally no monster. Oh, Daniel, don't worry. Definitely tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow I will be putting up. Well, I still got at least a few videos, but one of the videos that I will be doing on cameras again soon will be doing the list of all my favorite video games that I ever played. So I'll save that video for tomorrow. I'm pretty sure it'll be right after I do my favorite DC films. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I will mention that in that video. So there's a lot. But if you want me to pick one right now, I just off the top of my head right now, one of them is definitely Spider-Man PS4. It's like right up the tippy top. And they're not ranked in any order. I didn't want to go through that headache. But off the top of my head right now, one of them is definitely my favorite, is the Spider-Man PS4. Oh, and by the way, the Assassin's Creed Valhalla video right after this probably won't be too long, maybe like an hour and a half. Just like, you know, I don't want to sit there and like just pass out in the middle of playing, because you know, it's been a long day. Yeah, oh, I remember dealing with these mech lords on the other side, and they are a headache, especially if I'm using like decks like Yusei Fudo or Jack Atlas deck. Then I better not have my dragons on the field. I'll tell you that right now. Yeah, only one Mech Lord. Yeah, only one Mech Lord Emperor can be face up on the field to attack. But I gotta say, this kind of deck is very unique because, like, I mean, it does have its drawbacks. I mean, like I said, if you don't have like an opponent who actually uses sync rolls, then, you know, I mean, for the most part, this deck, I mean, it's not entirely useless, but it's just like it won't be used in its proper effectiveness. Big Daddy Mech Lord. $7,000. Okay, that's the highest attack point monster ever possessed. I mean, aside from maybe Slifer the Skydrake, I think this was probably like the second highest attack point monster I ever put on the field. Yeah, had a feeling he had pinpoint guard. Okay. We'll go up against Jack and Yusei. I'm curious, if you watched Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, like, what did you guys think of the Iliaster villains, Primo, Jacob, and Lester? Because personally, they're fine villains, but they never actually stood out like most other Yu-Gi-Oh! Bad guys. Let that slide, just in case that bottom one's worse. Crap. Come on, how are the cards? There we go. Just waiting for that moment. Oh, right. The heart of the cards has served me well. Okay. There we go. You know, a couple of friends of mine suggested that I probably should shorten my videos, but usually, you know, they usually go as long as required. Like, you know, when games like this or Tetris or Uno, like things like that doesn't require like a lengthy video. I relatively regulate them to like 30 to 40 minutes. Not stressing past an hour depending on what else is going on. But when it comes to games like Final Fantasy or Assassin's Creed, where like, you know, the game is like so long, I probably need to stretch out my videos just to compensate for them, because I learned a while ago, like playing Final Fantasy VII Remake, those kind of games probably not, at least personally, I don't feel comfortable making just 30 or 40 minutes for them to be that long per walkthrough, because I don't want them to be carrying on to infinity, you know? I mean, they was being helpful, of course, but I just don't like my walkthroughs dragging out longer for so long than required. So just to balance them all out, I have to make, you know, if I know certain games are gonna be kind of long with their story mode and you know, gameplay, what have you, depending if I'm doing like side missions or anything like that, I want to compensate for them by making them then like maybe an hour or two long per video. But anything else is just no more than an hour. I know it doesn't really require any like extensive length of time. Probably wait. Scrap Iron Scarecrow. Nice. I completely forgot about that. There's no point for me attacking. And I don't know how I feel about Aporia's deck, or at least the Iliaster deck, Mechlord deck, because I don't know, it's so specific. Unless you know full holiday, I mean, like, odds are any opponent you actually would duel at this juncture in time more than likely would have a, you know, synchro monster or two in their extra deck. It's pretty safe bet. So I mean, this kind of deck would be very useful. But then again, once your opponent gets wise to the situation that they are dealing with a Mechlord deck, they'll try to just avoid synchro summoning and just use like other extra deck methods like fusion or Excel, not Excel, fusion or pendulum or XZs. Get rid of that. Another one. Get rid of that synchro monster if I can't get my my own mechas on the field. Where's that tuner? Don't know why this thing's not working. The only free-some monsters on the field are 2 Mechlord. Oh, I guess it's gotta be the monsters on their side of the field either. Kind of. There's certain cards that's kind of like a bum rap. It's like, you know, certain descriptions that is kind of like some very specific requirements, like super specific. Like, okay, on the field, period, you gotta have like your 2 Mechlords on the field. I mean, the odds are you getting that even happening. Not low, but low-ish, medium maybe. And just to draw 2 cards, I mean, there's other ways of doing that. So it's kind of that definitely need some kind of upgrade. Not necessarily, it's not necessarily pathetic, but it's like, wow, I would rather have something else just to provide me with a drawing, extra draw. Just in case. Yeah, I'm not going on this. Usually I have a tough time dealing with like Mechlords when I'm using like Yusei or Jack Atlas. I'm not sure, I'm having trouble. This will be the last match, win or lose. I was just thinking in the last match, like, did I add Source of Revealing Light to my hand? And for the life of me, I cannot remember. Pedigree. Yes. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. There we go. Finally got a win. Okay. And that was pretty much the Mech Lord deck. Utilized by the characters Aporia, Lester, Jacob, and Primo from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. So, yeah, I'm returning back to this deck whenever I get to, because I eventually will do a video with all the big name Yu-Gi-Oh! Villains, at least the primaries, like the big, roughly big guys, at least ones that has like a decent deck I can build, but I kept them safe, so I'll know which ones I'll come back to, like this one for example, because I definitely need like a Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds like big character. But yeah, give me about like at least 10 minutes. I'm gonna end the stream, but I'll come back in 10 minutes to boot up Assassin's Creed Valhalla and go over that for at least an hour or so. So I'll see you in a few minutes. Just stand by.